Welcome back.
Back? What was that?
I asked you if you liked opera. I was
Yeah.
warming up my vibrato.
Andrew, that was not opera. I don't know what that was, but it weren't opera. I'm telling you that right now.
Getting ready for some
I just
bluegrass.
said weren't opera. I said weren't. I used poor
You
English.
hanging out with me, you have become Englishified. It's fantastic. Certified English speaker. Well done. We've been on this John chapter 11 this is the third week.
That was kind of funny. We've been on to John. Nice, Andrew. Very nice.
We stink. We have been on the John.
This is going down the toilet really fast. Okay.
Let's flush it
Carry
and start
on.
over.
Let's start over.
Right, that's right. It's a good thing about flushing.
This should be start
Flush
over.
it. Start over. Here we go.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. You're going to edit that out, right?
I'm not editing any of it out.
Okay. All right.
We'll
all
get more likes that way than
right. I
ever
know
before.
it. They'll say, this is the best one yet.
The part of the story that I wanted to get to 3 weeks ago that we have not gotten to is the last part of what you read last week.
Yeah.
So you read verse 35 through
38
through 44.
44.
Can you read verse 43, 44 again for me?
Yep.
John chapter 11.
Yes, when he had said this, Jesus called out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out, his hands and his feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, take off the grave clothes and let him go. I always have trouble with that word, cloths and clothes and cloth and, anyway.
And
Clothes.
I can't
clothes.
even make a word out of it because it doesn't flow.
I know, clothification. There you go.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Dr. Mark, you honor me.
I feel like I've gone downhill somehow.
We have. That's what friendship does.
I know.
It's a teeter-totter.
I know,
thing.
and
You
I
used
wouldn't
to
have
be
it
there, now you're here.
I wouldn't have it any other way, Andrew.
All right, two things in this section
Yeah.
that I wanted to get to before. There's
Right.
a lot in this story.
Yep.
If you look at this and you look at the first part, right? We talked a lot about the people were concerned about him stinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they opened up the tomb, they didn't want that.
Right.
When God opens up prison doors, we are afraid of what might come out. Mm-hmm. We're afraid of what might be let loose. We're afraid of what might happen. We're afraid of how people might react. We're afraid of a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. We don't do well with prison doors opening, and we don't do well with tombs opening, right? Mm-hmm. Dead things. We don't like those concepts. We want to move on from those things. And so one of the hardest times for somebody who's been in prison is coming back
Yes.
and acclimating
Don't always know how
to
to do
culture.
it well. Yeah.
Right. Partly because of our response to them.
Yes.
Right. Again, in prison, they're all the same.
Yes.
Everybody's in prison for a reason. But
And it's structured, and all of a sudden I don't have someone telling me what to do. And it's tough.
when
It's
you
tough.
come out of prison, it's a crazy thing because you are probably one of the most free persons around. You paid your debt.
Yes.
And then you're going to come out and deal with a bunch of people who haven't paid a debt. Right? So you look at this. Jesus calls Lazarus forth. Mm-hmm. We talked about this earlier. One of the great things about what Jesus did, conquering death and all of the things that he did, resurrecting, Easter Sunday, all of that is he has the right. He's always had the right, but he conquered death, so he has the ability and the right to call us forth from those prison cells and give us freedom, right? I love connecting that. He calls Lazarus forth. What's the reason why? The very last phrase, let him go, so that he could go, right? Like that's the whole concept. We're very leery of letting people out of prison, and we're very leery of them coming forth. Why is that in our culture today? Why are we leery as Christians of what God has, can, and will continue to do?
Because we're comfortable in what we know, and we have a fear of the unknown.
Yep.
If you and I talked about today, there was a homesteading show I used to watch, and they had gotten cattle panels and made their little 16 by 6, however long it is. Was it 8 by 8?
They're 16
Square.
foot usually.
Okay, so 16 by 6. That's what I thought. And they put like the hot wire around it, and the pigs learn this is where their spot is.
Yep. Stay here.
So he takes it down while the pigs are still alive, and he's going to move it so they can work a new area. Pigs would not leave that spot.
Yeah.
They still thought the hot wire was there. It's like the cat that gets on won't jump on a hot stove.
Yeah.
They won't jump on a cold stove either once they've been on a hot stove, because it's like they think it's still hot.
Yep.
And so we like familiarity.
Yes.
And so, I may not. It may not be the best scenario, but at least I know the Israelites.
Yeah.
We want to go back to Egypt. At least we knew what we knew there, and we had meat, and it was
Yeah.
Wait a minute, there's so much more here that God has you, but I don't know what that is.
You find that a lot, like in the Israelites' case, they didn't want freedom.
Right.
They just wanted a better prison.
Yes. Yes.
And that is where a lot of us are. We don't want
Yes.
freedom. We don't want to pay the cost for freedom.
Yes.
We just want a better prison.
I was doing a retreat probably about 14 years ago, and there was a gal in the retreat, and I was processing with her a little bit about something going on, and I said to her, "You give a lot of power away to that person." And she looked at me and she goes, "I have power?" She had no clue that she had the power to choose. And that's the last of the human freedoms is the power to choose how we feel over anything. That was Viktor Frankl said that. The last of the human freedoms is the power to choose how we will respond in any given situation. And J.B. Williamson once said, Dr. J. Otis Says at Olivet Nazarene University told me this. Former General Superintendent of the Church of the Nazarene, J.B. Williamson said, "I refuse to let any person," he said man, any man treat me in such a way as to cause me to think ill of him.
Yep.
That's the last of the human freedom, saying you can do what you want to me, but I will not let that that will not cause me determine how I will think of you or treat you.
Yeah, I love what you said. I'm not going to give you control
Yes.
of my
Yes.
feelings, my thoughts,
Right.
my way of thinking.
Yes.
One of the things, and tying this into the second thing, is we love keeping people in prison because it is a form of controlling people. We want to remind them of where they've been. We want to remind them of
shame,
who they've
toxic
been.
shame is one of the biggest
That's
ways of doing that.
Where I was going to go with that is you are huge into the shame. Anybody who is struggling with shame should contact you for sure, right? Because it is a way to break free.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But this ties into the last part of this is remove the rags, remove the grave clothes.
Yes. Yes.
There's a danger on our part of removing somebody's grave clothes. We're afraid that if we do that they're going to hurt us again. We're afraid that they're going to hurt others again. They're going to hurt themselves again. They're going to do something. But we have a real struggle within Christian culture of removing the grave clothes.
And titles, descriptions, labels. It was Kierkegaard who I believe said, Søren Kierkegaard said, "When you label me, you don't know me."
Yeah.
Why you and I have gotten into these discussions, and some people disagree with this, are they an addict?
Yep.
They are a person with an addiction.
Yep.
Now, and is there a difference?
Yeah.
Slightly. To just say, well, you're an addict, you're a drunkard.
Yeah.
That puts a stigma on them that says, well, then I guess that's what I am. But if I can look past that stigma and say, if I can look past their stench, let's put it that way, okay, their grave clothes, and I can see them as someone created in the image of God, then I can look at that and say, that addiction is not them.
Yep.
It's I'm not what I do or what happened to me or what I did. I am who the Father says I am.
So one of the most important things that you just said is this concept of if I declare that you are a drunkard, I can't take grave clothes off. There's no clothes to take off. It's who
Right,
you are.
right.
So even if I take grave clothes off, you are still a drunkard.
Yes.
If I can take off the drunkard clothes
Yes.
that you have put on,
Yeah.
well, no, now there's a chance for you to have freedom. So how we declare, how we say things to people matters. Am I declaring that no matter what I do for you, you are always
Right.
going to be a drug addict, a
Yes.
gossip, an alcoholic?
Yeah, and so for myself, I have a litany of affirmations I give to myself every day.
Yeah.
The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing.
Yep. Yeah.
I lack nothing. I walk today in abundance, authority, alignment with the assignment, and attunement.
Yep.
Now, oh, that's just positive self-talk. Well, I've done the negative self-talk too, and that doesn't work very well for me. But it is a declaration
Reminding ourselves.
reminding me I am successful,
Yeah.
not because I pastor a big church, but because my life has had an impact and has benefited others. Those are just a few of my daily affirmations. I have an amazing future ahead of me. I am destined for great things. God and I get to decide what those are.
God decides, and God labels you, and God names you. Right?
And here's one of my other ones. This ties into this. I do not have to explain myself to anybody. I am not my past, and I will not entertain guilty or shameful memories. Every one of us has a past, something in our past. Even I heard Bill Maher say this. All of us have something, those cringe moments like, oh, I can't believe I said that.
Yep. Can't believe I said that. I did that. All the things.
It's not, and if that is still you, then you have not grown, and you are not moving forward to the person that God wants you to be.
Well, you haven't taken off
The grave clothes.
right?
Yeah, you're
So-
still walking around with them.
Right. We are to help each other take off the grave clothes.
Yes.
Apparently, Lazarus couldn't do it on his own.
Right,
So
right.
there are things that I need you to help me with. There are things I need to help you with. There are things that we need help with.
Right.
And that's one of the great things that we were just talking about earlier today, that we lament when we're not used in that way. Like,
Right.
let us help you take off the grave clothes. Right?
Yes.
Like, but that means you have to admit that you were in a position to stink.
Yes.
And Jesus has called you forth. That's fantastic.
So we're going that way. That's one of the things I have gone to see a counselor.
Yep.
I had a counselor for about 8 months. Somewhere to go to just say I need to process some stuff with.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I after my wife and I started our healing journey, and we went through a process for that and stuff. And one of the things that I realized, and I do not fault anybody for getting counseling or getting help, whether coaching,
Yeah.
with myself or someone else, is that it takes courage to say, I need help.
I stink.
I stink.
Yeah.
You can't change or heal what you don't acknowledge. You have to start there and say, you know what? I don't know how to deal with this. And what do we do? I maintain this all the time, is that we what are we taught in school? Don't copy. You do your own work. Then we throw them into an environment of work and say, now work as a team.
Yep.
And then you share an idea, and one of your coworkers runs off with your idea. And, well, I'm not asking for help, and I'm not sharing any ideas. Well, that's why we have sports, so we do it. But except, well, wait a minute. If I help my teammates look good, then I don't look good. I'm not going to get the scholarship. At some point,
It turns in.
can we do what Jesus did and help people?
Yeah. It's a fantastic place to end this, right? Is with that concept of can we help people? Can we get to a place where we can help people?
And let people help us.
The truth of the matter is, churches are places for people who stink, and rehab centers for people who have stunk, right? They are not places for people who have never stunk.
Yes.
The Bible says all have stunk.
Yes.
All fall
Yes.
short of the glory of God. Nobody's righteous.
And
Nobody's
and
gotten it right.
granted, one of the things that I tell people, I will jump into someone's cesspool,
Yeah.
but I won't go alone.
I need your help.
Well, I'm there to help you. I'm
Yeah.
not going to jump into your cesspool unless you go with me.
No. So that
Because it's not my job to do your work for you. If you want me to, as a coach, I'm not going to do the work for you. If you say, hey, can you help me with, I'm going to help you with that. I'm not going to jump into your cesspool without you.
Right. Well,
You're going in with me because you have to do the work.
right. We want
And-
to unstink.
Yes, but
Without
we
doing
want
any
someone
work.
else to do the work for us.
Here, Pastor
no,
Mark, you take
no.
my stink upon yourself.
Yes, yeah.
No, there's one that did that. His name is Jesus.
Yes.
And he then demands a response from us.
Right. And so, and likewise, I don't want you to jump in and you know,
Don't worry.
I may be in a case sometime when you need to help me, but at some point, you know, let's say I'm overdosed or something. You're going to call the ambulance. You're going to go with me. But at some point, Andy's going to say to me, look, Buster,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this all the time. And that's where addicts' families get into problems. They keep enabling them instead of saying,
Yeah.
tough love. I don't do gentle parenting. I don't do gentle pastoring either, for that matter.
Listen,
If you don't want it, I can't want it bad enough for you. You have to
right.
want it. All right.
Listen, we
Done
can-
preaching. Done preaching.
What Pastor Mark just said is super important. You want some people in your life who will jump in the pit with you, help you out, not stand above the pit and spray you off with a hose.
Yes.
That's not
Yes.
getting unstinkified. That's just taking a bath in a mud pit, which seems
Yes.
a little useless to me.
Yes.
So find the people who will jump in with you and help you get out of the mud pit.
Yes.
Take off the grave clothes.
People who love you enough to tell you the truth.
That's right. Yeah, you got some grave clothes on. We're going to leave it right there. That is way more than enough for you to chew on for today. I'm going to lose my voice anyway. We'll see you next time right here. Counterculture.
Grace and peace.